Hello everybody, I'm ChiimaTime and it comes with time and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something a lot different, very much different. I'm going to be answering questions, and these questions are from students in one of my friend's class. I have quite a few friends who are teachers actually, which is nice. I've worked in a school previously, so it's nice to have friends who have that common interest as such. But one of my friends, she is from Poland. She asked her students to ask me questions. She had them check out my blog, and the profile on my blog has some things about me, so they have asked questions pertaining to that. This came about because back last year, later last year I think, or mid last year, I asked people if they wanted to ask me any questions. Nobody does. Nobody wants to know about me really. But my friend actually was setting her class a project, or some of her students a project, to ask me questions. And that's really interesting, so I said I'd answer them, and I am doing that now. I am sorry it is so late. She gave them to me around October, November time. I haven't been able to get around to them because I have been procrastinating, or I've forgotten about it, or I have been busy. Mostly procrastination. I apologise. That's my fault. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm going to get to these, and then hopefully I will get back to my React videos at some point soon. Fingers crossed. I will not be answering all of the questions that have been asked because some of them are very similar to each other, or some of them I just feel are not a representation of me anymore, really. I doubt anyone's going to watch this. Oh my days. Dzień dobry and dziękuję to everyone who has sent me these questions. I really appreciate it. This is going to be fun, and I'm going to ramble a little bit, so I do apologise. So yes, let's get started. So the first question is from Bartosz or Bartow. I do not know how to pronounce it. I do apologise. I am not very good at Polish, and Polish names especially. I might not pronounce them correctly, but luckily my friend has said it's okay, you do not need to pronounce names correctly. She knows my struggles. She knows my struggles. So yes, this first question is from Bartosz. So, why did you create your YouTube channel? Okay, so that one's really easy. I created my YouTube channel with my blog in mind originally. I wanted a place where I could voice stuff like my concerns and my opinions, but without having to write it down. But then it became its own thing with the React videos and everything. So yeah, that's why I originally created it, but it spiraled into its own thing. But this isn't my first YouTube channel. I've had plenty others that haven't worked out, or that just I kind of lost interest in over time. Now there's 3 questions from Bartow, but I'm only going to do 2 of them. Third question is, does it make you happy?
Are you happy?
Yes, it does. If it didn't make me happy, I wouldn't do it. Obviously, there's periods where I don't do videos, and that kind of is either because I'm really procrastinating, or I have so much time that I decide I've got enough time that I can do these videos eventually. But regardless of how much I do or how little I do, I really enjoy what I'm doing. I love it. It makes me really, really happy. I wouldn't do it if it didn't. I like anything to do with videos in general. Editing is very therapeutic in its own way, and just it's just a fun time, in my opinion. And watching videos and talking to people and reading comments and everything, it's just really nice. I think it's something that, you know, it's very fulfilling, and it's a nice hobby to have. That's my opinion at least. So, yeah. The next questions are from Ula. Her first question, I'm doing 2 questions from this one, and one of these questions might come back because it's relevant to another question. But from Ula, she asks, why do you like Japanese music? Okay, so when I originally went into Japanese music, it was because I really didn't like how English lyrics sounded at the time. Obviously, I was really into anime and manga when I was a bit younger, and because I really enjoyed anime, I got to listen to Japanese music through Anisong. So that was my first taste of it. But I really, really got into Japanese music when I started watching things like Karamen Revolution and Mermaid Melody and Shugokara, things like that. It was also because at the same time One Direction was kind of becoming a thing, and I really hated the really contrived lyrics, and because I didn't understand Japanese music, I really got into it. It's because I couldn't understand the lyrics that I really heavily got into it, but also because it's really, really catchy, and a lot of the songs I listened to from like Mermaid Melody and Kiran Revolution and such, they were really poppy and fun and cute and colourful in sound and very vibrant, and they didn't really do a lot of auto-tune on the vocals or anything like that, which I thought was really nice. They let the vocals be kind of raw or high-pitched and horrible. Of course, they still do auto-tune and whatnot in Japanese music, in the industry and everything, like they do in American and English music, but they didn't do it as much. There was kind of more of an emphasis on the rawness of vocals and of the members kind of glowing up, as you will, both vocally and physically and such, and, you know, being a project at the start. And it just really appealed to me. So it was kind of a combination of the cuteness of it and the fact that I didn't understand the Japanese lyrics, and also because at the time I was also so heavily into anime and manga, it just appealed to me in general. So I really liked it for its sound and its appeal and the lack of knowledge of what the lyrics meant, even though their lyrics are just as contrived as American and English music lyrics. So yeah, that's why I like Japanese music. That was a bit of a long ramble. Her third question is, why did I choose my course of studies, which is meaning why did I go to university for creative writing and film studies, and also probably college, which was creative media. I did it because I've always loved writing. I always liked doing stories when I was younger, like doing various sorts of fairy tales or doing like historical kind of stories. So creative writing has always been something that I really enjoyed. I love writing anyway, hence blog. But also with creative media, ever since I got into YouTube when I was 13 years old, I discovered video editing via Windows Movie Maker, which isn't the best editor out there, obviously, but it allowed me to learn how to do fast cuts and fast editing and such, and just to learn how to sync things together, both audio and visual. It allowed me to do stuff like that and to create something that was kind of my own, even if it was the simplest thing. So I chose those course of studies because they were both something that I really, really enjoyed personally for me, and through it I have been able to continue doing this kind of channel. And I don't have the best editing skills, I am very aware of that, and I don't have the best writing skills, I'm very aware of that, but it's something that I find really, really fun. I did it because it's something I'm passionate about, and you know, I may not use it later on in life, but with film studies, I can continue to bring that up and stuff, and I apply it to my blogging now, I apply it to my writing. I want to have a more serious kind of feel to my writing now, and I like using my film studies in that. I like using the theory and everything of film, like colour theory and whatnot. I think it's really fun. It's something I did completely because I love it, and because I did want to go into one of those fields at some point, and I still want to. I may do it. I may actually go on to do my master's and then my PhD in film at some point. Who knows? But yeah, that's why I chose it, because I really do love those courses of studies, and there's something that I am interested in very heavily. So, yeah. This one's from Anna, or Anna. She asks, why do I like play on words? Okay, play on words are really fun. I still love play on words. This is something that is more towards my blog side rather than my YouTube side, but play on words, I just think that they're really, really entertaining. I don't know why. Hokkaido Princess actually do a fair few of their songs with play on words, and I was really interested in play on words way before Hokkaido Princess were the group that I really liked. But some of their songs, like My Love, which is one of Maika's solo songs, it's the play on her name's My Love. Or they've got Itoshikute Balloon, which is She Is for Four, which is the fourth generation song. And I just really like those sorts of things. I just think they're really entertaining. I guess it's the writer side of me coming out. I like alliteration as well. I like play on words and I like alliteration. I just think that they're kind of very entertaining things to look at. And to be just like, I see what they did there. It's kind of like a little pun or a little joke to me. That's why I like play on words. It's just a completely me thing. Another question she's asked, why were you into anime and manga from the age of 13 years old? Yay. Okay, so I've mentioned anime and manga already. I'm not into it anymore. I don't really watch anime. I don't read manga, really. I still have my manga books, but I'll eventually get rid of them. But the reason why I got into it was because my sister and her friends, when we were in secondary school, she went to a different school to me. She had completely different friends, obviously. She's a year younger than me. Her friends came around and one time, and she turned to me, she was like, have you ever heard of anime? I was like, no, not really. And she was like, it's like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z and Cardcaptor Sakura and Yu-Gi-Oh! Things that we watched when we were younger, and Pokemon as well. And I was like, oh yeah. And I was heavily into those as a kid, like any kid was at that time. And she was like, well, that's called anime. And she was like, and there's a bunch. And she was like, and you should watch Fruits Basket. And so that's just how it started. We really, really got into it. And that's how her friends also became my friends. It spiraled, and we really got into anime and manga, and then that led me to Japanese music. So, yeah, it just started because my sister mentioned it and asked if I remembered Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z, etc. And so, there we go. That's the story. It's done. These next questions are from Magda. Magda's first question is, what was your inspiration to make your blog and YouTube channel? So, I've always wanted to blog, and I had a few blogs before I started my Japanese music blog. I had a makeup blog, and then I also had an anime manga review blog, and I enjoyed doing the anime manga review blog. And obviously YouTube I started when I was 13 years old as well, and I started with a YouTube channel that was dedicated to making anime music videos, which is where I started editing. And I started with pictures first, and then I started getting videos and completely doing that, you know. My inspiration for blogging, first and foremost, for my idol music blog, OK Musume Time, was more to do with, I got really frustrated at a music video. I wanted to have a blog where I could do music video reviews, and I really enjoyed other people's Japanese idol music blogs, but theirs were mostly about the music, and if they did do the music videos, they just kind of said what they liked about it. There wasn't really much going in depth in terms of like camera angles and such, which originally mine weren't either. But my first ever blog post was completely out of frustration for a music video that I thought could have completely been better. I didn't like that it was completely animated. It was that sushi song from Warner Musume where they were collaborating with a sushi chain. So I was just really frustrated with that music video at the time, and I wanted to complain about it. And I initially had that blog as a platform for complaining, and it slowly evolved to becoming mainly at that point a blog about music video reviews, because not many people were doing that at the time, or no one was really. And then I came in and I was like, I'm going to talk about music videos, because that's where I specialised really. Because at that point when I actually did make the blog, I was in college and I was doing creative media production. So I was learning about film and documentaries and such, and I actually applied some of my love of Japanese music to half of my essays, so yay. But then the YouTube channel, as I said earlier, the inspiration for that came with, I wanted it to be a sister to my blog, and I wanted it to be a place where I could physically voice everything, audibly voice everything, instead of writing it down. And then it changed into its own thing with react videos. I did 1 or 2 react videos, and then it just kind of like, I kept doing that because I really enjoyed it. And, you know, not many people watched them or anything, but it got a bit bigger, I guess. Magda also asked, does writing articles make me happy? Which, yes, they do. Are you happy? I don't do it as much because I'm a terrible procrastinator. I actually work better when my life is hectic, when I've got so much going on. So if I've got 2 jobs and I've got barely any time in the week, I am better at managing my time with my writing, my hobbies, my social life and everything. I'm terrible at it when I've got barely anything to do, which is right now. But when I do write articles, the amount of happiness that it surges inside me is just, it's wonderful. And I want to cry with how happy I am doing this. It's wonderful. It's actually really wonderful. Writing is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And so is YouTube. But writing is just, it brings me such inner peace. And if I'm researching something for it, or if I'm really taking my time on an article, I feel so proud of it. You know, it's a case of not just happiness, but pride. I really do take pride in my writing, even though I don't think I'm a good writer. I take absolute pride in it. So yeah, it creates happiness and pride at the end of the day. This one is from Amelia. Amelia asks, what do I like in anime and manga? Now, I do not read manga anymore. I do not watch anime anymore. Or if I do watch anime, it's very sparingly, and I tend to kind of like just watch 1 or 2 episodes and then nothing else. But in anime and manga, I tend to like shoujo. I like romance. I like kind of slice of life. I like really cute stuff. That's what entertains me. It just makes me happy. And if not, maybe horror sometimes. Kind of depends. I hear an ice cream truck. Okay. When it comes to anime and manga, I do like really cutesy stuff, really colourful, energetic stuff, or anything that has music in it. I like idol anime, which is the reason why I got into Japanese music anyway. I like that sort of thing. Mermaid Melody, Karan Revolution. I'm a really cutesy, fluffy person. Anything that can make me cry. Same with manga. Like, one of my favourite mangas is Fushigi Yugi. I really love Fushigi Yugi. And Sarah's Celestial Legend. I think anime and manga, like anime I don't gear towards horror as much as manga. Manga I do like horror. I've always preferred horror in books though, even as a child. So I've never really cared for horror on the movie side of it or anything. Like when I was growing up, I just really liked reading things about urban legends and whatnot, but I don't particularly want to watch it on screen. I think because my imagination is so much better than what they can do on screen. That's my opinion at least. So yeah, I really like horror kind of mangas, but also romance and such and cutesy stuff. But in anime, I definitely do like stuff that has singing more than anything. So yeah. Amelia also asks, why in the first half of 2018 has my YouTube channel grown so much? Okay, that one's easy because I started doing more videos. At that point, around the end of December 2017 to the first half of 2018, I was doing a lot more videos. I was very busy at that point. And this comes back to my whole procrastination thing. I was very, very busy in my personal life. I had 2 jobs. I was working all like days of the week, essentially, except for like a Thursday or a Friday. So I had more time to dedicate myself to my YouTube videos. It was the same when I was in university because I had classes and a job as well. I was able to create more content because I was managing my time better. I always manage my time better when I have less time in my life because I want to do more. Because I am so busy, I want to do more. But when I am not busy, when I don't have anything to do, I feel I've got all the time in the world. So I think, yeah, I can leave it then. I can leave it to then. So I procrastinate harder. So yeah, because I had 2 jobs, I was able to grow my YouTube channel a lot more and do a lot more videos. And I'm trying to get a second job because I want to go back to this point, but also money. So yeah, I'm hoping that it does grow in 2019 a little bit more. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't mind. But I was surprised by the growth of it, to be honest. So yeah. But yeah, it is because I was hella busy. So I dedicated myself more to my hobbies. These are the last few questions. These are from Natalia. Oh, by the way, she has 5 questions. I'll probably answer 3 of them. One of her questions is, how much time do I spend blogging? Not enough. I spend more time thinking about my blog than I do blogging. And that's an issue for me because I sometimes, if I do have like not enough time on my hands where, you know, I've got so many jobs, I spend a lot of time blogging. But I don't blog as much anymore. I more plan things and then start drafts and such, but I'm not blogging as much right now. We don't know how it's going to be in the future. Hopefully I'm going to blog more, but who knows? Who knows? What was the most challenging moment in my blogging adventure? Hiatuses. Like, I'm the sort of person, if I do something too much to a point where I'm kind of like draining myself, I tend to go on hiatuses a lot, which is the same with YouTube. And it gives me a period of time to think. And those are the harder moments, in my opinion, because they make me think I should quit. Because I get really down at that point, because I'm not doing something that I love doing. But I know that if I do it too much, I'm going to overkill myself. I'm going to be at a point where I don't want to do it anymore. I've done it before. I used to write fan fiction and I don't really do that anymore because there was a point where I did it so much and I forced myself to do it so much. I wanted to meet not only my expectations but the expectations of everyone else that I just got so flustered and I just I suddenly stopped, and I regret that. But I've never gone back to it because I started hating it so much because I was forcing myself to do it so much. So this is why I do hiatuses so frequently on both my YouTube platform and my blog, because I don't want to ruin what I love. Once again, I've done it before, I don't want to do it again. And so these are challenging points when I go on my hiatus, because it's so much time where I think I should quit because I feel like I'm not good enough. But then I read people's comments, and then also I talk to my friends. They talk to me and they talk sense into me, because I have a very negative outlook on myself. Like, it helps when I talk to my friends because they really drill it into me that, like, I shouldn't think such a way, and I should just, like, you know, look at it from the perspective of I love doing this. And yeah, so every time I have a hiatus, it's one of the harder points of blogging, because I just continuously think maybe it should be a permanent hiatus, you know. And no, it shouldn't. It should never be a permanent hiatus. The only time it will permanently stop is when I feel that I have run my course with my blog. But yeah, last year was probably the hardest hiatus I had, because I really did think of closing my blog at that point. So yeah. I'm going to answer this one. This is the last one, and this is, would you encourage other people to make a blog or a YouTube channel? Now, in regards to YouTube, that's very difficult, because YouTube is going through a stupid phase right now. It's going through its midlife crisis, where it is, like, you know, it's copyright and striking everything, and YouTube are doing nothing about it, because YouTube do not sort that sort of stuff out. So you can get copyrighted for pretty much anything, or you can be demonetized for anything. I don't monetize my videos, but like, as a platform for something to do as a hobby, I think it's really fun. I think it's really enjoyable and really entertaining. And I do think that people should try it if they're really interested in something like, you know, videos or editing and such, like, as a starting point. I prefer it as a hobby, as something I love doing more than anything. So if you want to do something that you think is worthwhile to do that's for a hobby, do it. I mean, if you want to go for it for money making reasons, do it. Don't let me discourage you, but I think that for me personally, it's a good hobby, and I think that anyone who wants to do it as a hobby should do it. For blogging, I think definitely, like, obviously with YouTube being such a big thing now, blogs are not as prominent anymore, but I've always liked writing, and if you like writing, or if you feel that you can only get things out in the written word, do it. Like, not everyone can get on camera and say stuff. Not everyone can do that sort of thing. Dzień dobry, everybody. This is Editing Chima here. So my camera cut out towards the end of me talking about the last question, which is, would you encourage other people to make a blog or YouTube channel? And I was actually rambling really hard on that one, so I'm glad it kind of cut out there. But I thought I would just do an editing version of myself for the sake of just, you know, giving you a visual of sorts, my ugly face. In regards to that question, I would encourage people to make either one, a blog or a YouTube channel. Obviously, with a blog, you do not have to put a face to a name, and you can use a fake name. You can be completely anonymous to the internet. I mean, that's how it started off for me, and then eventually I put my face to a name and everything as it went along as I got older. I did not mind that. But not everyone wants to put themselves out there. So a blog is a safer bet for that kind of thing. With YouTube, it's a lot more, it's different. A lot of people do want to put their faces out there. Not everyone wants to kind of put themselves forward, but I have always been the sort of person who, I have always liked to be behind a camera and in front of a camera. That's just how I am. I've always been a bit too overconfident in that sort of thing. It's always been something I've enjoyed doing, but not everybody is like that. There are a lot of different people in this world, and I think that's where a blog is a safer space. But YouTube, I think it is fun. It's a nice way to get into video editing. It's a nice way to showcase your hobbies. I think that both have their merits. It kind of depends on what sort of person you are, whether you like writing or whether you like video editing, whether you like talking in a more formal format or in an informal format. Everyone is completely different. I happen to really like both, but I'm a little bit more media savvy than like my parents and my older siblings were. it is up to the individual people at the end of the day. And if you think that writing is better for you, go for writing. A lot of people prefer it. But if you want to do YouTube, go for that. A lot of people prefer that as well. And a lot of people want to give their genuine reactions or genuine views on things by speaking about it and being on camera, or just by doing a podcast and such like that, you know? And that's the fun of it. We are all individuals and we all like to do things differently. Some of us want to do it just through speaking, some of us want to do it just through writing, and some of us just like it because we want to show our pure reactions and to voice our opinions as well. No, that's the beauty of it. So yeah, anyways, that is all from me for this. I am sorry that the end of the video is so different to the rest of the 20 minutes of this video, but I hope you have enjoyed, and I really do thank my friend for sending me these questions from her students. It was really nice to do, and yeah, I was really awkward in the beginning of it, and I'm really awkward at the end of it, but I really did get into it afterwards. I'm not used to doing this kind of thing, so yeah, but I really do appreciate it, so dziękuję, and yeah, I'm just so happy. So yeah, please stay happy, stay healthy, and you know, take care of yourselves, everyone, both mentally and physically, and also just do something that you enjoy, whether it's spending time with your friends, your family, by yourself, or with your pets, and just enjoy yourselves. Have a wonderful week. Until next time, everyone, thank you very much, and now I say do widzenia. Bye bye. Do widzenia.